what we got today. May not have much. Saturday evening, early evening. Here, never know what Star Citizen will bring. Never know. May not be playable. We won't know till we get in there. But that happens. Okay, center head tracking. Load up the PU and see what's going on. Might be pleasantly surprised. It might not be. Oh, here we go. Come on. Oh, goodness. Load, 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 load. Just gonna have to break down and buy a new M2 drive, or buy an M2 drive. I don't have an old one, so just haven't decided what I want, how big a one I want. Just don't need it on any other game I play. Everything else loads really quick, except Star Citizen. Just don't know how much a difference over a regular SSD and M2 drive would be. I mean, I realize they're a whole lot faster, but I'm not sure that's the reason that it takes so long to load. Boy, we're right in the middle here. Look at this. Whoops, lag spike. Don't like lag spikes. Go away. Frame rates seem to be good, even if the lag spikes are being vicious. I swear to God, she's saying oligar. I know I say that all the time, but sure doesn't sound like she's saying Alisar. But I understand speech impediments, have one myself, so might just be a matter of that. Let's find out how this thing's running before we get carried away with a Connie or something.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
Pad 8. Whoop. Open says me. I really wish this Xbox 360 controller in FPS mode wasn't so touchy going left or right. We got some serious lag spiking here. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised this turns into a crash. Oh, music came back. Jesus, that one was terrible. Terrible, I say. Somebody in a core Looks like we have motors, so I guess we're good to go. Played a little bit earlier, and every ship I spawned was without motors. Had to reclaim every ship I had on insurance. Happens. Okay, let's back up a little bit here. Why aren't we backing up? Lag spikes, I guess. Yeah, doesn't seem to be running real good here. We shall see. Can never tell. A lot of lag spikes. Startup.
Acknowledged.
Aegis combat assist activated.
Takeoff.
Systems green.
Affirmative. 30 meters. You have the con. Landing modules. Retracted.
Landing gear
Hey,
retracted.
we didn't have auto throttle this time.
Contact.
That's always a plus.
Contact.
Alright, let's see what's available here on the mobile glass. Well, I look like I have some damage for some reason. Mobile glass. Mobile glass?
Displaying now.
Why didn't you display in the first place? Okay, I think that was not one to do. Well, I tried to do this one earlier today, and all I got was running around and never could. Found the derelict all right. Couldn't find any black box. I don't know if it's in. This is a Convolex shipping yard, and it's bugged too. Let's go try this again. I don't expect it to work. Didn't work last time. We'll try to recover it. I have no idea where the black box in a Connie is, even though I have one. Still don't know where the black box is. Star map. Nah. Do it the old-fashioned way, I guess. I'll be out here by Levski, I'm sure. Yeah. Whoop. No. We did accept it. Is this a different mission? I think we accepted it. Let's go back to mobile glass. Mobile glass.
Displaying now.
Mobile glass.
Affirmative.
Contact.
Well, yeah, it says it's here, so let's go back and try to look again.
Contact.
Huh. Obviously it's bugged because I have no idea where it would be. And if we don't know where it's at, we can't very well
Contact.
can't very well go and see, can we? It's definitely not showing up at Delamar where it was last time. I do not see it showing up anywhere. Damar, Yella, Selin, and Levski, those are the only three places I know of. The rest are Comrays. I'll be damned. Well, since we don't know where it's at, I don't see any reason. Close star map.
Affirmative.
We surely don't see no reason to keep flying around looking for it, because even though there's only a few planets in the system, let's be realistic, that's a lot of places to look. Star map. Star map.
Activating now.
And it's just not showing up. Close star map.
Affirmative.
Mobile glass.
Displayed.
So we just might as well no idea where it's at. It's not showing up on the star map, so have no idea where we would look for it.
Contact. Contact.
Okay, we can try this one. See what happens. Collection site is on yellow. That's what we should have got last time. We should have got a beacon somewhere. Close star map.
Affirmative.
Is this the right triangle? Bet not. Oh, there it sure is. Change view.
As you wish.
Jump.
Jumping.
Change view.
Change camera.
This is gonna be at Vincent, huh? Can anybody read that? Does that say? God, I hate it when they impose them. I think that says 849. If that's the case, we need to find a jump point here. Jump.
Jumping.
Quantum travel initiated. Quantum travel complete.
Benson. Now where to go? Probably all the way back here. Yep.
Scott Jeffrey on the other side.
There it is. There she be. This is a pretty easy mission to complete, unless you're in a Mustang or a Aurora, just because they're hard to load. You can't actually throw the cargo, the container into an Aurora if you get the ship placed right. I don't believe there's any way to do it in a Mustang because you can't get the box up the ladder. But I could be wrong. I really think for most people this ship is going to be, this little Avenger Titan is going to be the perfect starter ship. A little bit of do everything you need to do with it. Plus you get a free upgrade here, one of these patches. Ship's going to be a little bit bigger, will hold a little bit more cargo and be a little bit fancier, and I'm really interested to see what they do with our 3D cockpit.
Scott Jeffrey, I think they are making it bigger.
Yeah, I think it's 25% bigger overall. So it will have a couple more SCU and cargo
Scott
space.
Jeffrey, I have a freelancer.
Yeah, I've got a Connie Aquila, but I really only use it once in a while because...
Scott Jeffrey, Max actually waiting till December for it.
Yes, hopefully they'll actually get it released in December. You never know with CIG, they don't always make their roadmaps. Well, most of the time they don't, but we'll eventually get everything we want. I think the Mustang is supposed to get reworked to solve a lot of its problems in clipping, where you fall out of a ship and no longer have to go up the ladder to get in it. That'll be a big plus, but I understand they pushed it back. It was supposed to be the next patch it comes out. Now I guess they pushed it back to 3.3. I do not know if they pushed the Avenger back or not, because it's supposed to be out in 3.2 too. The best 3D cockpit so far that I have found any ship I've been into is the
Montgomery
Hornet.
Erickson, how can you get the Rift to work with it?
You have to use VorpX or Tri-Def 3D. VorpX works better. The last patch, 3.14, broke 3D geometry, though you can still use Z-buffer geometry. It's not as quite as nice of 3D, but it is still is 3D. Geometry just is fancier, so you have more depth, but you have to use a program and port it into your HMD like VorpX or Tri-Def 3D along with an app like VR Toolbox, where VorpX will do it all by itself, and the results are just about identical. VorpX is a $40 program, I think it is, and it can be tricky to get running because it's still, Star Citizen is still not officially supported by VorpX, but it really works really well. Just got to play around with a little bit to get some settings right. I really like it. I hardly ever play anything anymore unless I'm playing in the Rift. I just like the immersion. You do give up some resolution, of course. You can't run 4K or 1440p or even 1080p. But the resolution is close enough that I find that it doesn't make any difference because of the immersion factor. So I'm perfectly happy playing it at a little lower resolution. Some people don't. They want the 4K and stuff. And you have to have a little bit of a gutsy CPU. You don't have to have the latest and greatest. I'm running a AMD Ryzen 5 2600.
Scott Jeffrey, if you are nearsighted and wear glasses, can you adjust it to see clearly with glasses removed for comfort?
I'm wearing glasses right now. Whoops, better pay attention. Yes, I have glasses on myself right now. Here, let me, as you can see, I have glasses on. I am nearsighted.
Landing gear deployed.
So yes, depending on the size of the glasses. Now some people's glasses are really big. Now that's not going to work. But you can, if you have glasses that will fit into the headset, you don't have any problem using them. I passed that up in a hurry because I wasn't paying attention. Now I got to find my marker here. So close to the ground. Come on. Where are you at? Probably right over the top of it, aren't I? Okay, let's get some altitude here so I can actually see where I came up on it really quick. Because I was talking and not paying attention. I didn't want to belly into the ground. I have done that a few times. If I'd have been in the Connie, I'd have smacked the ground there. It does not slow down very fast. for Benson Mining Post. Whoops. There's the aid shelter. Oh, cool, there it is. Yeah, we were right over top of it. And I do not have a killer graphics card. I'm only running a 1060 6GB graphics card. I run 40-45 frames per second, which makes playing in the Rift very enjoyable. Looks like we got two things of waste here.
Scott Jeffrey, I've crashed more than one ship into a planet, destroying it cause I wasn't watching.
Yes,
LOL.
If you're moving really quick, it's easy to do. You're not paying attention. Next thing you know, that ground is right on your nose, especially when it's dark out or you're on the night side. Change view. Change view.
Change camera.
Yes, it's very easy to do. Equal clear. Whoops.
Scott Jeffrey, usually night view.
Yeah, looks like we're good to land. Change view.
Acknowledged.
Yeah, it would be nice if we had an interior camera system to look down when we land. Would be nice. It's not no big deal to change view. They got CIG has so many rocks everywhere that it's very easy to land on top of rocks and go sideways and stuff. In fact, on ships like my Connie, if you land on a rock, 10 to 1, you're not, if you get out of the ship because it's up in the air funny, you can't get back in it. You can't get back up on the platforms. Something I've learned to pay attention to, that I'm not landing on top of rocks. But I personally really enjoy running it in an HMD or the Oculus Rift. I imagine the Vive is the same way. There wouldn't be any difference. In fact, the Vive now, the Vive Pro, if you want to spend $1,000, it has better resolution now. In fact, it's better in 1440p. Let me see. I'm looking for waste here. I'm not looking to buy anything. Come on. Got what I was doing there for a second. Come on, what are you walking so slow for? Huh. Well, there we go. Looks like we got a wheel off the ground there. See, hopefully we'll get rid of this box without, whoops, without clipping it through the ship. Yeah, there it is. Sometimes it will fall all the way through. Looks like we're going to get daylight before we get out of here. Come on, open up. Shouldn't have to press the button. Sometimes there are 3 of these packages, so when you do these maintenance ones, make sure you get them all. I have picked up 2 thinking that's all there was. Animations are terrible. Well, the animations are not bad, just the where they have trouble tracking. So always look around to make sure you have all the waste containers or your fly array, and you just waste your time. Have to come back. There we go.
Scott Jeffrey, those glitches they will fix at some point, but they are annoying.
Yeah, these lag spikes will drive you nuts. And half the time they hit when you do a command, so the command doesn't take, and you wonder what the hell's wrong, but you just gotta keep pressing the buttons. Yeah, that's kind of funny. That's way off in the air there. Sound like somebody around here landed. I don't see anybody, but that was an awful lot of noise. Don't see nobody around. Now, technically, I could buy some cargo here, I suppose. I don't remember what Benson sells. I'm not even sure it will let me put it in the cargo hold with those cargo containers in there, but the cargo in the Titan never shows up anyway, even after you have it loaded. So let's just go in and see if we can kill two birds with one stone here. They may not have anything here of value. Not every something you just trade dollars. I don't really remember what Benson sells. Chlorine hydrogen will be a 1-to-1. I have no idea if any of this has any value anywhere. Don't remember. Now this is a mining post, so I'm really a little surprised they're selling gas at a mining post. I guess you can mine for gas, easy enough. Let's just buy a couple units here. I have no idea if this has any value or where it has value at. Or SCU. Did work. Not really trying. Sometimes you never know. Okay. Hopefully that didn't throw our cargo out of our ship. I didn't fill it up to make sure it had room in there. Well, it appears to still be on the ship because it's not on the ground. So it looks like that worked for us. Come on, lag spikes. And we can take it back to Alisar and see if it's worth anything. I don't know. I didn't check. So I think the most profitable thing besides stems and illegal drugs right now is tungsten. Of course, I imagine it depends where you sell it. Startup.
Acknowledged.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
Take off.
Ascending. Retracting modules. Handing you the con.
And this little ship scoots when you take off, and my constellation barely rocks. A lot heavier, I guess. And when you're running an Ursa rover or terrain following, when you're in the HMD, you really get you can really tell you're moving. You get it with in your Oculus Rift, you get that sensation of speed, because all you see is what's in front of you.
Contact.
It's really cool when you're running a ground vehicle. See, I feel like I'm actually moving here because I am terrain following, and all I can see is the ground. Which you just don't get on a monitor. You just don't get that sensation of fooling your brain into you're moving. Whoops, it's not running into the ground. We should have got a completion for that mission. Mobile glass. I saw it said we picked it up. But mobile glass. Mobile glass.
Displayed.
I didn't see where it said we've accomplished it. Unless we have to get it to a certain altitude. Doesn't say we can sell it, save it, doesn't make any difference, so we should get a completion. Just want to make it disappear. Close mobile glass.
As you wish.
Star map.
Activating now.
But it's been my experience, some of these things just don't work, even though you do them right. Things still have bugs in them. Close mobile glass.
Acknowledged.
I bet this is where we need to go here. Well, we're not going to be obstructed for long. Perhaps when we get out of the atmosphere, what little there is. One of these missions says you have to sell it, so you actually have to sell it before it will complete. About the only way you can sell scrap stuff like that is Grim Hex. Let's see, this one says we can even save it, but it's not completing even though we have it on our ship. Jump. Jump.
Jumping.
Travel initiated.
CERES-01 Hey Eychimo.
Hey, how we doing today?
Contact. Quantum travel complete. Contact.
Oh, yeah, we didn't get a completion for our mission. Obviously, we're not going to. Maybe upside down here. I believe we are.
CERES-01 doing good. Anything interesting happening in the verse today?
No, just pretty much same old stuff. Here's somebody attacking the station because they're attacking a ship here. They don't. I thought we were in armistice zone here. I don't know how they are firing at a ship.
Contact.
Somebody's got a hack, maybe? You shouldn't even be able to fire your guns this close to the station. Mobile glass. Mobile glass?
Affirmative.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Close mobile glass.
As you wish.
Landing mode.
Initiating landing protocols.
Landing gear deployed.
Yeah, we'll sell this cargo, see if anything else comes up in the missions. Auto land.
Automated landing activated.
Somebody taking off in a Connie.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Come on. Doesn't show our stuff still in it, so let's go take a gander real quick, see if them containers are still in there. It made a, it's possible it threw it out after we took off because I put cargo in it. Say sometimes you shouldn't have. Nope, they're still there. Huh. Should have got to completion. Well, you know what? We'll leave that open. Hopefully somebody will steal. I couldn't get that lucky, could I? Somebody think they got something. Ain't no big deal if they steal the ship. Well, you leaving? Don't want to cycle you through if you're going the other way. No sense you have to do it twice. Say we'll find out if we can even sell this here. Sure don't want to have to take it to Levski, that's for sure. That place is a joke. Okay, we wanna... Guess what? Oh. Brace mine. Does that say 825? Didn't we pay seven something for it? Should have paid more attention. That's not a bad profit. Yeah, maybe 100. We didn't really make all that much. Are we going to make a profit on it? Well, means we don't have to pay for fuel right now. Means we don't have to pay for fuel. We can just reclaim. Mobile glass.
Acknowledged.
Let's see if anything showed up. We done tried this one. We have no place to go. And that's Complex Shipping Hub. And that place is neat if you haven't been there, but the mission is bugged. But it is fun to search the abandoned station. So we look like we don't really have any missions we can do. Close mobile glass. So let's just see if we can grab the Connie. And we'll go waste time on a cargo run. Got time to kill
Your
here.
ship is following to the following landing pad.
See, it says contract withdrawn, but I did everything it asked me to do. It said I could save it. That's what I was doing, so I really don't see why it says it failed. Like I say, it's probably just a bug. I got it off planet, that's all it asked me to do. It didn't tell me to sell it. Now, hopefully it'll have all our parts. Looks like the hatch is there, so we'll be good to go. Come on, lag spikes. Swear to God, doesn't look like there's enough room between my head and the top of that. Guess maybe there is, but I always expect to get squashed. Always expect to be squished. Now this ship looks really nice in 3D inside. Startup.
Acknowledged.
Welcome to Robert Space Industries.
Does
Enjoy
take
the
longer to start
System
up.
Check.
Takeoff.
Ascending.
See what I mean about it
Takeoff
just barely climbs versus a Titan just
Landing gear
really gets
raised.
with it. Mobile glass.
Displaying now.
Since we've got no missions to run, we'll run and get a load of tungsten. Make a couple hundred credits. Close star map.
Affirmative.
Okay, let me see if I can find flag spiked right there. Jump.
Jumping.
Drive
Change
is
view.
now on.
As you wish.
This is a Pathfinder if everybody's wondering, of Eychimo. Change view. Change view.
Change camera.
Okay, that'll be good. Oh, I wanted. Yeah, here we go. We're not that far away. Flag spikes. Come on. Go away. Well, sometimes I do this, we wind up broke. Because I'll just go ahead and load it up. I don't have enough to completely load it, but enough credits. But sometimes you take a big risk. Smart guy would only use half of it, but I really don't care if we go broke. It's not like credits are a big deal right now. Easy enough to replace even when you have zero. And I really wish we could get rid of some of these MFDs in this ship. These three across the middle top, I could live without. I don't find they have any use except cluttering up your view. In fact, all four of them across the top I could live without. I mean, I'd be happy just be able to turn them off. But that probably is not going to happen. Change view.
Acknowledged.
And when you're in your other view, it's depending on how you have your sensitivity. And
Hooked game high.
hello.
5 the chat messages in VR.
I have voice to text, text to voice on translation, so I can't actually see the chat, but I can hear what everybody types. If that makes sense. Change view. Change view.
Change camera.
Yes, I use the text-to-speech translators, so when anybody types in chat, I can hear them, so I don't have to see it. And the game check, open comms. Open comms.
Comms.
Why aren't you open? I can read just fine.
Hooked game Roger that. I will try not to use bad words.
I don't feel bad. I use them occasionally too. Close comms.
Comms closed.
Sometimes I wish this ship was a little quicker, but it's not really that much slower than a Titan or an Aurora. And this ship definitely has a HUD problem. You'll notice the HUD just went out. It does that a lot. It just you just learn to deal with it. You you don't like it. It's frustrating because it always goes out when you need it most. Like when you're approaching land or something, you're wanting to check your speed or your altitude, you have no idea. And when you can see the ground, it's not bad, but if it's on dark side of the moon and you're eating up ground in a hurry, it's a bad time for it to not work. I have belly smacked this one many a time. And I keep telling myself, well, slow down, dummy. Well, you know, that's easy to say, but something that will be fixed eventually. And I really have no idea what that sound was coming from. Who knows? Might be a ship behind me. Nothing went around me. And the larger the ship, the longer it takes to slow it down. Be aware of that when you start getting bigger ships. Small ship, you can stop in a hurry, but these things, they do. Momentum definitely carries them once you're in the atmosphere. And I'm hoping exploring in Star Citizen is a whole lot of fun. That's why I bought the Pathfinder. I will be real disappointed if it isn't. I just kicked off the afterburner, I hope. Sure looks like we're coming in awful hot. Who knows? But see, this is what the Aquila does right now. I don't know if the other Connies do it, but its HUD just goes blank. As you can tell, it's a bad time to be doing it. Landing mode.
Gear down.
This will slow us down automatically to 50.
Landing gear.
Hooked game, pull up. Pull up.
No, I'm still, I should be, if I'm 2,000, I'm almost directly overhead, so I still have plenty of distance, hopefully. As long as I'm not in Afterburner. I can't tell if I'm in it or not, because I have no HUD. As soon as the gear's down, you can only run 50 max, regardless of your settings, even if you okay, I just shut down throttle and I'll come in with thrusters now. I always use thrusters to land versus throttle. I have more control is basically what it boils down to. Let's see what side of the station is we're over here, aren't we? Oh, over here.
Collision alert. Front.
Oh, I ain't no near hitting nothing. Change view.
Acknowledged.
A bit forward. And we should be clear of all obstacles. And I do like the dark paint job on this one versus the other ones. Change view. Okay, let's shut this puppy down. Exit seat.
Affirmative.
Looks like we're actually on the ground, which makes it easier to get in. There's our little Merlin. You can actually fly the Merlin from Alisar. You just can't launch it from your bay yet. That'll be nice when they get that in, something to play with, scout with. Open up. Come on. Oh, we only have one location. Tungsten will pay the most, so we'll just take a wild stab at filling it up. Let's see, we're going to get 23, so we're not really going to fill it up. Maybe a third, not even a third, quarter. Takes a lot more credits than I have right now to fill this puppy up. And this ship, when you buy cargo, it actually shows up now. We can actually see it in our landing bay. Unlike the Titan earlier, it doesn't show up yet. I don't know why not. It did in 3.0 though. Just doesn't show up now. See, our elevator's actually on the ground. And this ship can be tricky when you land if you're on rocks or something. and it's lifted. The elevator doesn't go down far enough, and you cannot get back in your ship. Lights on.
Activating searchlights.
And I don't know if anybody's seen this ship before, but there's our
Hooked game, you are risky spending all your cash.
Yes, I am, because I just don't care. It's not a big deal to me in this alpha because it's pretty easy to make. But you can see in this ship our cargo shows up. Does not show up in our Titan. There's our missile loadouts. I don't know if anybody's ever seen this poor thing. Back here is our Merlin Bay, and you can actually get in the Merlin. You just cannot detach it. It will not launch. It's not in the game yet, so we can't use it. This ship also comes with a rover, the Ursa, but you can't. Every time I try to load it, it does weird things. It pretty much destroys the ship. Flips it over on its back. It's done all kinds of weird things trying to get a Ursa rover to load in this. And we have a table there that comes up. We have a bathroom. All that neat stuff. Down there is right now it is supposed to be our scanning rig, but it's not in there yet. Top side, of course, is a gunner position, but the bottom is supposed to be your scanning rig for pathfinding, exploring. Just the ship's in the game, but it's not in the game right. How's that? And that probably won't be till Christmas at the earliest. I think what the last roadmap on it was. So it'll be a while before we get the Eychimo truly in the game where everything's usable. Startup.
Acknowledged.
Welcome to Robert Space Industries. Enjoy the ride. System check.
Looks like we're good to go. Takeoff.
Ascending to 30
Hooked
meters.
game, they should make some light
Retracting
switcher
modules.
at the ship
Handing you the
entrance.
con.
I agree. We need interior lights in these ships. We don't have anything,
Gear raised.
which is really a pain in the ass. But I think we should have interior lights so we can walk around with it and lights on. Now, right now, if we could get out of the seat, if I had a passenger, the lights are on back there. Now, we can't see them because we can't just look around back there. But if we were a passenger, we could walk all the way through the ship and the lights would be on. Which I just think it's something they forgot or haven't had a chance to mess with. I'm sure eventually we'll get a light switch. Or at least I hope so. And it's kind of fun sometimes just to crawl through these canyons. Probably not the right ship to do it with, but especially when you've spent all your money in your cargo. But as I say, it's not a big thing. It's alpha. Everything comes back on a reset or a new patch. And credits are pretty easy to earn right now.
Hooked game, yep. For single driver ship always looks scary.
Yes. Okay, we'll get some altitude here. Head back to Alsar, sell this mess of shit. We'll probably make $300, 400 credits, somewhere along that range, if we get back in one piece. Star map.
Activating now.
Like I say, don't have enough to buy a full load, so. Close star map.
Affirmative.
And I forgot to turn my headlight off. I was screwing around. You cannot turn it off from the ship seat. Doesn't make any sense, but there you have it. You can see the reflection in front of me. coming off the glass. And there we lost our HUD again. Like I say, this ship, this Aquila, I don't know if the other Connies do it. This Aquila is known for it. The HUD has a problem. It will kind of jump in and out on you. You just learn to deal with it. As soon as I'm sure I'm out of the atmosphere, I'll go get out of the seat and we'll turn our light off. Change view.
Acknowledged.
But I do like the darker paint scheme on this one versus the other two. Not that it really matters. Change view.
Change camera.
As soon as we're not obstructed, we'll know we're not in the atmosphere. But I can give the command for lights off. Lights off.
Lights off.
But they don't work. Even keyboard commanding it won't turn them off. Once you're in the pilot seat, you have no ground person control at all. I have learned that. So you can see as far as I can look. I can't look any farther back, but all the lights in the ship are on right now. And it would be nice if when we're not in the pilot seat, we could turn those same lights on. But we can't. Unfortunately. Okay, now we're good to go here. Let's exit seat. Exit seat.
Affirmative.
We're not going to fall back to the ground, but as you can see, it's nicely lit. Now, but it's the only time we have lights in the ship, as you can see. Unfortunately. Lights off.
Deactivating searchlights.
And there we have it. But we got quite a bit of cargo in there. Screwing around, lag spikes, I'll crash this yet. But, you know, come on.
Fan selected. Chat selected. Radar
I don't
contact.
know why. Why did I lose my, sure did. Star map. Star map.
Activating now.
Close star map.
Affirmative.
Jump.
Jumping.
Quantum drive is now on.
Frame rates are really nice tonight.
Radar contact. Radar contact. Quantum drive
Well, there's
is
a
now
lot
off.
of people here. It's not necessarily a good thing when you're flying this ship.
Radar contact.
Come on, back off. Stop slowing down. Landing mode.
The landing gear is down and locked.
Landing gear deployed.
Why am I not stopping? Come on. See, I have no HUD, so I don't know
Radar
except
contact.
by what it looks like. Looks like it finally stopped. Slow down. Mobile glass.
Displayed.
Let's get some comms up here. Fort Olisar.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Close mobile glass.
Radar contact.
Affirmative.
Should have gear down. Where's my... come on.
Greetings, Commander.
Greetings. There we are. For as crowded as Olisar is, it is running really good. Normally lag spikes would be out the yin-yang. This is really pretty stable. I am so surprised.
Radar contact.
Auto land.
Automated landing enabled.
Change view.
Change camera.
Change view.
As you wish.
Complete. Have others to say.
Even got that in stereo. Oops, come here, bud. Exit seat.
Affirmative.
Yes, I'm really hoping they give us a light switch in here. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, make sure you close it back up so nobody steals it when you're full of cargo. I'd feel better if we had a lock switch. Even put us right on the pad of the... Look at this.
Thinking of Carl's Joy, are you using the Oculus Rift?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am running in the Rift. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do it. You can do it. All you have to do is use VorpX to do it. And I actually love it. I won't even run it on a monitor anymore because I like the immersion factor. $89, I guess we made about 350 credits. So that's 25% load. That's what we got off of tungsten, 350 credits. So if we go back and did it again, we'd make a little bit more. But I do believe we're going to call it quits for now. We've got to be running now, probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I'm going to take a break for a bit. But I recommend everybody try to run this at an HMD for 3D and the immersion because it is really a whole lot of fun. Changes everything. Takes a little to get used to. You have to figure out new ways to run it because you can't see your keyboard and stuff. Voice attack helps. And it takes a little while to get it set up properly where everything works. But I get, as you can see, frame rates are not an issue. And it's not all that, doesn't take all that great of hardware to do it. Just get it set up right. So we're going to exit out of here. I think, yes, if I can hit the right button. And we're going to call it quits for a while. And thanks everybody for watching. There we go.